No mai haere mai. Welcome to Porirua Park for the last regular season match of the Ninja A-League, where Wellington finished season 24-25 against the finals-bound Western United. But despite playing some excellent football at times this season, Wellington have missed out on finals football once again. And they'll be hoping to end on a positive note in front of the Yellow Fever. Meanwhile, Western United have plenty to play for today, looking to seal a win which will guarantee them fourth spot in a home elimination final next week. I'm Seamus Martin, joined in commentary by former football fern Rebecca Sowden and Bex, as we've just seen the end of an era, as today marks the last match for Paul Temple in charge of Wellington.
Well, absolutely. It's going to be an emotional day for him there, having spent the past 10 years with the club, first involved with their academy and now the past 2 seasons as head coach. And he posted earlier in the week on social media about how coaches, they come and go, but the job is to leave things better than when he started. So he feels like he's done that despite not making the playoffs.
Well, the teams are ready as they enter the field of play here at Porirua Park. It's Wellington in the familiar yellow. A change trip for Western United. 6th meeting between these two sides. Wellington miss out on finals. The best they can finish is 8th position for Western United, who enter this match in 6th place. They know a win will guarantee them 4th spot on the ladder and that all-important home elimination final. Now let's take a look at the team lineups. Just the one change for Wellington. Olivia Kelly comes in for Daisy Brazendale. In goal, Carolina Vilau has been ever present this season, as has American Maya McCutcheon. The Football Ferns quartet of Mackenzie Barry, Grace Jale, Mania Elliott and Annalie Longo all feature in Temple's last 11, and some speculation on Longo's future, who captains the side today. 3 changes for Western United. In goal, Alyssa DeLost replaces Chloe Lincoln. Melissa Taranto and Julia Sardo come in for Amy Medwin and Kiwa Hayeda. Hayeda is the obvious impact option off the bench, having scored 3 in 3 matches. And a new name, same threat, Chloe Berryhill captains the side and scored a brace when these two teams met way back in round 1 in November. entree gets us underway. Final regular season match in the Ninja A-League for Wellington. And will they farewell their coach, Paul Temple, with 3 points? They've got a good record here at Porirua Park, but somewhat concerningly scoreless in the last 3 matches. An early goal, no doubt, will set the yellow fever alight, and also perhaps just relax a few of those in yellow shirts out on the pitch in front of us.
Well, and that really has been their problem all season long, that lack of goals. So hopefully for Paul Temple's last game, they can hit the back of the net and, you know, really playing with nothing to lose. We might see them play with a bit more creativity and flair and really go for it this game.
Olivia Ferguson leads the line. 5 goals for the number 9 for Wellington. Leading scorer as Jale picks a pass. Immediately sets sight on the Western United goal. Change in goal for Western United today. Melissa Deloste. She'll be wanting an early touch. The other end, ever-present Carolina Vilau. Started all 23 regular season games since arriving from Portugal. There's an early cross, and Zimmerman just not able to get that one down. And it is Vilau with an early touch. Leading the line today, Catherine Zimmerman, the American. 21 career goals in the Ninja A-League already for her. Lara Wall in an advanced position. What a revelation she's been in her first year at this level.
And there you can see a very even win probability there, almost a third apiece, with draw taking up 26%. So the odds are saying it's anyone's game. And, you know, like we said earlier, with nothing to lose, let's see if the Wellington Phoenix can take it to Western United today.
I'm sure the players in yellow will want to send their coach off with 3 points. There's Lara Wall. Seamlessly made the transition from New Zealand's domestic scene to the Ninja A-League. Naya Elliott just couldn't get that under control, operating on the right-hand side, it looks, of a front 3 at the moment. It is flexibility amongst all of the front 5 players that Paul Temple has. Grace Jale, Annalie Longo, Naya Elliott and Emma Main, who scored in the 4-2 loss back in round 1, as Longo finds an overlapping Olivia Kelly, whose low cross is only partially cleared. Longo can't get any real power on the shot, and Deloste gets her first touch.
You can see a nice build-up play by the Wellington Phoenix there. They do like to get players forward. They do a really good job of overlapping, but again, just can't get that final kick away from Annalie Longo, and that's what has so often let them down with that quality shot on that last touch.
It's like some running repairs to Olivia Ferguson. Deloste gets us back underway. Her 8th start this season. Foundation player. Jaber. Now playing her international football for Lebanon. Loose pass, can't find Olivia Kelly. Just the one change with Kelly coming in for Daisy Brazendale. 3 changes to Western United from that side that played Adelaide last week. Including Melissa Taranto, about to take the throw, who has her first start since February. Twin sister on the ball now. So the 15 and 16 starting together. Previously at Melbourne Victory. Was listed initially to start at right back, although it looks like Julius Sardo is on the right-hand side of a back four, which features Sasha Grove and Grace Ma. Those two playing all matches. Ma continuing a incredible run, not having played every minute since the start of season 23-24. So really showing her durability is the number 18 in the heart of defence for Western. As Jaber elects for safety. It's going to stay in. Taranto. And needed to make the challenge, did Lara Wall. Pressure from Mania Elliott. But out come Western. Clever turn, Berryhill. Here's a chance, they're queuing up, and off the inside of the post. Well, a great clearance off the line, and Western United with the first real chance of the match.
I don't know how that didn't go in. What a brilliant run through the midfield there. Far too much space through there. You can't give them that much, and a beautiful cross, and it looked like it was certain goal there, but luckily that 12th player, that post coming into play.
I think Vilau might have just got a touch on this, you know. And eventually cleared by Olivia Kelly. First big moment of the match inside the first 10 to Western. Headed clear. Blocked again by Longo. So the visiting team really turning the screws. They enter this match as favourites, and rightly so. Guaranteed finals football once again. And it was Diakes with that shot off the outside of the right foot, which was just palmed onto the upright. Could have gone anywhere. Had Zimmerman outside her as well for good measure. It was a teasing cross into the area. And Mackenzie Barry just needed to be mindful of that challenge. Goal kick is given. Taranto doesn't agree.
Here we go, a brilliant little run, finding space somehow through three Phoenix players, and just couldn't quite get it away to where she wanted to. But Western United looking a little bit more attacking and aggressive here in this last 5 minutes.
Jaber just releases the pressure and looks for the run of Ferguson, who's in a changed shirt, so a bit of running repairs for Olivia Ferguson. Perhaps a bit of blood earlier on as Zimmerman. Jaber just leans on the American. Oh, good ball. Berryhill just not able to get a touch. Full-blooded challenge right on the sideline on the broadcast side.
Great run from Zimmerman down here, really creating a bit of threat these last few minutes. You can see she's a strong player there, and just couldn't quite find another player in the middle there.
Really starting to dominate on the ball, Western. A loose pass, just relieves pressure once again. Emma Main double teamed, and she turns the ball over. Well, possession stats look pretty even, but the threatening attacks have been all through the visitors. Longo. And Sasha Grove in check.
That's where the Wellington Phoenix need to play. They've had their best luck throughout the season down those wings, where they get players overlapping each other, spinning off from the middle out to the wings and getting an overload. And I know Paul Temple, he likes to overload with 2v1s, create those opportunities, but they're just that final pass letting them down at the moment.
Yeah, you made the point earlier, Bex. It's a case of not being able to put the ball in the back of the net for season 24-25. Less goals than the previous campaign. A frustrating season of sorts. At times they've been excellent, other times left ruining missed opportunities. And the run of recent close losses, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 in the last 2 weeks, effectively put pay to any hope of a finals appearance when they did have their destiny in their own hands for large periods of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, they've played some great, energetic, dynamic games, but then the game just lacking that finish. And you've got to feel for Paul Temple here. He's tried to play some quality football. He likes to keep possession. He likes to be creative. But unless you've got someone who's going to take control and put it in the back of the net, you're not going to win any leagues.
Well, it's not just the end of an era in terms of the Ninja A-League side. 10-year association with the club, has worked through the academy, helped graduate a number of players on the men's side of the program, took the helm of the team in the last 2 seasons, and if you read the media reports, it is a results business at the end of the day, and unfortunately missing out on the finals for a 2nd year in a row means that for season 25-26 at least, it looks as though the Phoenix will be looking elsewhere in terms of their head coach, but they have a full off-season to think about that. Before then, we've still got another 80-odd minutes of their final Ninja A-League match. Good energy about them so far in this first 10 minutes or so. The makings of a good fixture. Berryhill, such an influential player. It's a clever ball into the 18-yard box as well. Jale on Taranto. Berryhill again, loves to shoot. Leading scorer in the current roster for Western, as that goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Berryhill there, just such a class player, and ex-Matilda obviously, and Wellington will be well aware of that. You can see they really went to shut her down as early as they could there. They don't want to let her shoot around that 18-yard box.
The Phoenix staff have your wallet for you over by the Phoenix staff. Caitlin Church, we have your wallet.
We have attention on Mania Elliott from Julia Sardo. One of 3 changes, Sardo. 15th start of the campaign for her today. And she's in again on Elliott. No chance to breathe for the young New Zealand international.
That ball just scooting away with that wet ground, and no one's ever going to get on that in these type of conditions.
Good crowd in at Porirua Park today. Part of a long weekend. Easter egg hunts have all been completed. Yellow Fever will be hoping their side can hunt a win today. Sign off a promising campaign. There's Lara Wall, it is in fact. Not able to clear out of that and concedes another corner.
Just unnecessary corners conceding here. You don't want to be giving away these ones. She just kind of accidentally got her toe on that one, and Western United will be very happy to get a corner out of that.
Under a lot of pressure from Adriana Taranto. Short. Recycle runs, and in on the goalkeeper Vielau, who just palms it away for another corner, opting for safety.
And hasn't Vielau been a cracker all season long for this Wellington Phoenix team? She saved them a number of times, and just here getting that one, knocking that one out for yet another corner, but getting much needed hands on that ball.
Zimmerman providing That challenge on the goalkeeper. Saw a short corner. Player down inside the 6-yard box, suggesting maybe she'd been pushed. It was Sarah Egersvik, Philippines international. Beth Rattray just coming to play the role of peacemaker. Another in-swinging delivery on the wrong side of the goal this time.
Oh, Wellington Phoenix, they just need to settle things here. They need to get on the ball, create some string of passes, just get a bit of confidence going, make it easy for themselves, see if they can get down those wings without making an unforced error here.
Western United just happy to let Wellington have the ball in their defensive third, really applying any pressure. It's Berryhill who's leading the press, and now they come. Turning out of danger was McCutcheon, although she gives possession away to Zimmerman. Patient defending by Western eventually pays off. So they set the trap. Now, back on the attack, good ball, clever run through, Berryhill. Just kept at arm's length by Mackenzie Barry.
See it there, as you mentioned, Seamus. Western United very happy just to let Wellington have the ball there, kind of hang off them, and then when they go, they're really going at pace to try and create that unforced error, as we've seen them do on that counter-attack and looking to head to goal.
We've also seen this double team around the halfway line. Once again, Main under pressure by Grove. Zimmerman looks to square up Olivia Kelly. Maybe a bit too much space given by Kelly. And across along the 6-yard box. Wouldn't find the touch required. That'll be a foul.
As a winger there, you never want to see one of your quality crosses go across the goal there without one of your teammates getting on it. Brilliant cross from Zimmerman there. She just whipped that over, but one of her teammates couldn't get on the end of it.
You've seen both Sasha Grove and Julia Sardo, the two fullbacks for Cat Smith's side. Whenever Mania Elliott or Emma Main are getting on the ball, they are right there on their toes as Longo gallops away. Dispossesses Grace Marr. Here's Grove back on the ball. This time it's Main. He's putting a bit of pressure on. The ball makes its way to Deloste. It's Wellington's turn to try a press and see where they can get the ball. They do. Main shoots early. And Deloste just got the body behind. An unconventional save off the legs. Skidded off that slippery surface and away from danger, and off goes Grove. So turning defence into attack, Western United over the top to Zimmerman. Once again, one-on-one with Kelly. Able to once again get the cross in, Zimmerman. Although well defended and into space through Main. Only really Ferguson ahead, elects to check back. Seemed to run out of puff there, Emma Main. Good collision. Body on body between Ferguson and Zimmerman. Ball stays in, and out the other side go Western United. So a really entertaining opening 20 minutes here.
You can feel the energy in that last couple of minutes. Some great entertaining passage of play from both teams. Kind of end-to-end football. That's what the crowd love to see here.
Loose pass by Mackenzie Barry. J8 covers her blushes. Only as far as Sardo. I've seen a lot of Claudia Murcic. Goes back to her goalkeeper. His inventive save keeps the score at 0-0. A snapshot from Emma Main. Suggests Jabe will have the pace here, although she's going to need to play it. It's not going to go out. In fact, it's stopped dead.
You can see that sloppy play and worth a shot. Emma Main seen the back of the goal and the keeper there, but couldn't quite get enough loft on it there, and keeper just used her knees, in fact, to get that one away.
Berry Hill leaves it. Zimmerman. And once again, another corner conceded. Well, it almost looked as though Deloste had overrun that shot and was able to get the knees in the way to block it off that skiddy surface.
Yeah, I think it definitely took her by surprise there. It was, I don't think she was expecting a defender to give away the ball so easy, and Emma Main trying her luck. There, set again. Oh, not a bad effort, but just kind of looked like it was going higher than it was, like you said, Seamus, and just dropped there at the last minute. So good reaction by the keeper.
Another corner for Wellington to contend with. In on the goalkeeper again, and the referee's whistle. Holtz and attack there. They found their voice early, the yellow fever. Ball, able to find her captain. And off goes Longo. Good battle on this near side between Longo and Sasha Grove. Said it so often, Rebecca. Annalie Longo often right at the heart of the best attacking moves of the Wellington Phoenix so far this season.
She's such a dynamic player. She loves to get forward. She's great at rolling off her other midfielders' shoulders and overlapping those runs. And you can see there, I feel like there was a bit of frustration there, and she was like, right, I'm going to just go for it myself and take this opportunity there.
One of the leading passers in the Ninja A-League, Annalie Longo. Very emotional at the end of that match against Canberra in the post-match last week. Cross from Naya Elliott, just skids into the arms of the Western United goalkeeper. And more direct now, just off the back of the head, and the flag eventually goes up by Courtney Bremner. That long delivery just almost caught the Wellington defence high without too much cover in behind. Assistant referee's flag to the rescue as Longo once again advanced. A clever run by Ferguson. Just didn't get the power on the pass as the ball's won back by Olivia Kelly in an advanced position. Rattray thought about putting the whistle to the lips.
Feeling very congested in that attacking third for the Wellington Phoenix, just desperately trying to find space. They try out to the wing to Naya Elliott, but can't quite bring it down.
Eventually it's Miocic. Ferguson sets off, covering the entire 18-yard box to try and force an error. Jale just stepped across and Rattray spotted the foul.
You can see there, Jale not sure about it. She's a strong physical player, and there she is just using the front of her body. What looked like maybe a little bit of a dubious challenge there, but such a strong player for the Phoenix when she gets that ball and she runs with it. So they'll be looking to get it to her on that left wing and open the game up.
Wouldn't have liked to have seen if that shoulder had made a connection with Taranto's head. Charlie could have found herself in a lot of hot water. As another Western United player is felled out of shot as Jaber eventually comes across and concedes another corner. Sure if the effects mics can pick up, but some conversation perhaps from the technical area of Western United suggesting Rattray might want to have another look at one of those. No VAR, don't forget. There's a fifth corner now for Western United. Desperate defending by Wellington. Shot with no real power coming in from Ma. She scored 4 herself this season, Grace Ma, which from central defence is not to be taken for granted. In fact, got herself up around the top 3 goal scorers for Western United as Kenzie Barry with just a little slip on the ball. Greasy conditions underfoot at Corridor Park. Called a game earlier this year, which was eventually abandoned after lightning strikes. Had a quick glance at the forecast. There is perhaps some lightning in and around the Wellington area. Hopefully, we'll be unaffected today. It's such an anticlimax for Paul Temple's last match if the weather was to put pay to this game. Meanwhile, Zimmerman covered by Emma Main.
Gosh, and the work rate of Emma Main in this game has been fantastic. She's been defending across that 18-yard box, and then you can see just a massive run back to intercept that run from Western United. And there she is, taking a few big gasps there.
She was used mostly off the bench by Paul Temple through the early part of the season. 2 goals so far to her name as calm goalkeeping by Daloste. Yeah, 2-goal return from Emma Main, perhaps a little lower by her own standards than she would have hoped for. This is her 10th start today. What a stat that is, showing the dominance of the visitors in terms of getting the ball into the penalty area. Wellington have operated mostly on transition, and the stats don't lie.
It really does sum up what we're seeing here. It really feels like it's just a matter of time before Western United put one of those in the back of the net, and feels like the Wellington Phoenix are just trying to hold on, defend desperately, but right now you can see that Western United really holding the upper hand.
Well, good work, Grace Jarley. I'll say this about Wellington today: they seem determined to win the individual battles. Losing the ball or find themselves in a 50-50. It's a full-blooded effort to try and win the ball back as quickly as possible. Just don't seem to have the numbers in those areas when the ball does break free. Tidy from Western. No real pressure on the goalkeeper. He just rolls out to Grove. They have conceded a lot this season, Western. Second most poorest defence in the league, 45 goals so far. Yeah, mostly susceptible in the first 15 minutes of a match if the stats are anything to go by. Don't mind scoring a late goal either in the first and second half. So as we enter the 30-minute mark, this has been the moment where they've scored 8 goals already this season. perhaps as defences start to tire, they're able to take advantage as we've got a prone player down. I think it's Berryhill. As Grove overlaps. Her cross is blocked, but it's not a corner that's prevented.
Just, a big hit there by Wellington Phoenix, just using her as a bit of a blocking. Her opponent is a bit of a blocking bay there, and not coming off so good down on the ground still.
Well, I wonder if Berryhill just maybe had the wind knocked out of it in that collision with Tiana Jaber.
Not surprising either with that kind of hit, but you can see there with the Wellington Phoenix really looking to regroup. This next kind of 15 minutes before halftime, crucial to them. 30 minutes down. As you said, it's when things start to open up, players start to get a bit tired, and you see a few more gaps in the field. So they'll really be looking to sharpen that defence and get on the ball and hold it.
Conference with the midfield trio of McCutcheon, Longo, and Grace Jale. Looks as though Berryhill is back up and still feeling the effects of that challenge. Jaber is a no-nonsense player. Make no bones about it. Berryhill has been around a long, long time. It'll be the first time she's been collected in the middle of midfield, and off she trots to jog it off. It was a wonderful surprise for her wife, sporting the name Berryhill for the very first time last week. We'll restart play with another corner for Western United. Everything has been in and around the 6-yard box so far. This time short, and Wall is able to get a deflection away. Late runners in, needed to be aware. Did McCutcheon. Bounced at an awkward height just in front of her. Kept the hands out of the way. Taranto loses possession for Western, and out the other side go Wellington through Olivia Kelly, who gets forward from fullback. It's a teasing ball in, and well defended. Excellent work, Sasha Grove. Fullback was covering at central defence, and off she goes. On this left-hand side, another energetic player covering a lot of territory. It's a low cross in, once again across the face of the Wellington goal. Just begging for a touch. Berryhill can't get one on the ensuing attack. Now a lofted delivery, this time Berryhill. Now the flag is up. Well, it was a clinical finish, but it won't count.
Almost a criminal passage of play there, down the left wing, brilliant cross in. No one from Western United got on that. Just, if you're not going to take those finishes, they're not going to get on the scoreboard. And exciting passage of play, but really feeling like Western United should be 1 or 2-0 up here and not taking the chances they've been presented.
Well, it was sideline to sideline attack from Western, and had it not been for Berryhill, just in advance of the defence line, Wellington would have found themselves 1-0 down. Deloste has looked very composed when the ball's been played back to her inside the 18-yard box. One little moment where she gave possession away to Emma Main. Made up for that blip with a unorthodox save with the knees.
Here you see it just coming in and just ever so slightly offside there, but great finish that would have been, but just made her run slightly too early there.
And as we saw with that save by Vilau earlier on, the concern for me is the two other players on the back post beyond Berryhill. They're getting numbers in as we stick with a live play for Main to chase this down. And they find a Western United shirt and cover defence. Another half chance for the hosts, goes begging. Charlie resumes a battle with Taranto. Melissa this time.
Play you two. Play in there. Come on. You need to play more.
You can hear the call there from Coach Paul Temple saying, play more, play in there, you two, you know, wanting to see some creative football and get them into some exciting spaces up front.
Looking to build another attack, Western. Saw them go direct on an earlier occasion, right on the edge of the Wellington defensive line. Flagged for offside. Maryhill had the ball in the back of the net moments ago. That was scrubbed off after she just got in front of Jaber and Mackenzie Barry. Kelly's pass is easily picked off. And forward come Western United in numbers. Zimmerman's cross needed to be cut out by Jaber, and it was. Grove getting forward once again. This time Longo doing the defensive duties as skipper. Well, they're able to really break forward quickly and with numbers of Western United.
Yeah, having some great success down the left wing there with Sasha Grove. She's getting some fantastic attacking positions there in the top third and creating some exciting moments. But again, just lacking that final touch in their back third.
Well, you do get the feeling that the pressure is mounting on Annalie Longo's team. And one of these half chances might soon stick in the back of the net, and the home side will find themselves a goal down. Haven't really been able to open up Western at the other end. Although, having said that, Ferguson has got the chance to try and play Emma Main in. And fortuitous deflection has the ball into the path of May. It was Mania Elliott that just tried to whip a header across. Right, just wonder about the hamstring of Berryhill there after that slip on the turf.
Certainly not looking good for the star player. They won't want to lose her or get her to sustain a serious injury going into the elimination finals, that's for sure.
Well, Hayeda on the bench would be the obvious replacement. She's in hot form at the moment, 3 goals in 3 matches, can't stop scoring. Opted to be rested from the start today. Work by Lara Wall. Do wonder whether that enters the coach's mind. You qualified for the finals, you've got some strike weapons, some key players looking ahead for next week. Do you start to think about resting, rotating and getting through that game next week?
Yeah, absolutely. It would definitely be playing a part. I mean, obviously they've made 3 changes this week to their starting 11. Whether that's come into play already, but you know, at the end of the day, they'll be wanting to play their elimination final game at home and won't want to have to travel to Adelaide even if they win this game. So that will definitely be front and centre for the team today.
This is the final match of the final round of the Ninja A-League. Adelaide confirmed in 3rd spot. They will host one of the elimination finals. At the moment, it's Central Coast Mariners in 4th, Canberra United in 5th, and Western United in 6th. I'm sure those 3 teams will all have their eyes glued on this fixture, wanting to understand how that playoff picture will start to take shape. Strong by Emma Main. Longo under pressure right in the centre circle. Has a little word to Beth Rattray. Urging the referee maybe to keep a closer eye on things as Kelly, who's got forward quite often in this first half. And the ball comes off her last and concedes the throw.
Yeah, it's just playing very tight down those wings. Obviously, Western United getting numbers back, defending, and the Wellington Phoenix really just need to start opening that ball up more, using the midfield, getting it out wide quickly, where they've had success throughout the year.
Good turn and a clever pass played through by Melissa Taranto. Off she goes again, Taranto. It's the more defensive of the twins as the rain pelts down here at Porirua Park. Kerry Hill's shot is up and over the crossbar.
Really feels like that rain's going to play a big part in the game in this latter half of this first half and the next half as well. It's a bit dark and gloomy, and the rain's making it slippery on the surface.
Yeah, the heavens have opened up here in Porirua. Yeah, it's a clever ball through. Zimmerman squares up. Jaber shot straight at the goalkeeper. Maybe the conditions there just caused a little moment for this yellow fever crowd to be concerned that that might have slipped through the fingers of Carolina Vilau.
Yeah, very not like Vilau to kind of second touch that one. She's normally a firm taker of those balls, but again, that weather may be playing a part right now.
Well, they've drifted off Wellington here. Now Kelly gets some pressure on. But McCutcheon backed away from Taranto, which allowed Grove to take a quick throw rather, and concedes a free kick now, Olivia Kelly.
Really just silly play in the dying minutes of this first half, just unnecessary, just trying to straight into the back of her and giving away a free kick at a crucial part of the half, and just in a dangerous position there. Just hold that player up, make sure you get your other two teammates behind the ball. She wasn't really going anywhere dangerous.
We edge towards half-time here in Porirua. 0-0. Weather really becoming a factor in the closing stages. Has been threatening all day. Into the 6-yard box, Vilau. Well, she had to be very sure there. Shot from distance in good hands by the goalkeeper. A double save and collapses on the ball. Just takes the sting out of Western United's attacks.
And this free kick just lofted in. It was just hanging there, waiting for a Western United player to get on the end of it.
Seen that on a number of occasions already in the first half. Teasing delivery into the area, or a driven ball across the penalty box. And the shirts and the light green just not able to find the ball as Ferguson rather. Olivia Ferguson just leaves one in.
Clumsy challenge there from Olivia Ferguson there, just sliding in and misjudged that completely. But yeah. Again, impressed like Emma Main with Olivia Ferguson's work rate. The Phoenix side certainly don't lack effort, and you can see they're running around there just trying to get the ball whenever they can. So it's certainly not from a lack of trying, this end of season result.
Deakez was fouled. She came close earlier in the match to open the scoring. For a reflex touch by Carolina Vilau. Zimmerman calls for a handball. It was Tiana Jaber there. Could have copped that one in the arm. Beth Rattray was unmoved. It was a block at real close distance. Switch of play. Off goes Main. I wonder whether the ball will beat everyone. It doesn't. Main now with a chance to take on the impressive Sasha Grove. Skips inside the left back. The cross intended for one of Longo or McCutcheon at the top of the penalty area. Sarah Jones indicates we'll have a minimum of 2 minutes.
Wouldn't that have been a change of play if Emma Main could have put one at the back of the net for the Phoenix right on half-time? But really it feels like this Wellington Phoenix are just trying to hold on to a 0-0 to go into the sheds at half-time.
Zimmerman's been busy throughout this first 45 minutes. A draw no good for Western United here either, if they are to host that final. There's a foul conceded right in the shadows of half-time. Mara Wall suggesting she got the ball.
Certainly it didn't look too much in it, but limping, it looks like maybe a boot to the ankle there. Oh, yep, definitely a boot to the ankle. There was a little bit in that. I take that back. So it's a fall to the ground, but again, dangerous position with just, around a minute to go. Seems like Western United will just be desperate to get on the end of this ball.
Well, it'll be cruel luck if Wellington were to concede in stoppage time. They've held on through 45 minutes, and the dressing sheds await. I'd suggest that 0-0, they'll be happy with their first half performance. They've got a free kick to defend here. It's another in-swinging delivery, and it's through onto the outside of Vilau's goal, and that is enough for Beth Rattray. Tiana Jaber turns and heads for the safety of the dressing rooms, and this one at half-time is Wellington Phoenix 0, Western United 0. Well, welcome back to a rainy Porirua Park, where the halftime score between Wellington Phoenix and Western United is 0-0. It's been a game of few chances, Bex. Let's take a look at the first half statistics.
Get ready to cheer. Just like Liberty supporters in leagues, they're on your team too. Whether you're planning a holiday or buying a new home, they can provide the assistance.
Well, Western United really having the better chances by far. Here it is. Here's what tells the story. Look at that. Touches in the opposition box. Western United 19 to just 4 from Wellington Phoenix. And shots at goal again. That tells the story. 10 to Western United, 2 to Wellington Phoenix. You can see there one surprising stat there is the possession. Actually, Phoenix have had 51% to Western United 49, but my take is that possession's been in their own defensive third, because every time United are just letting them have that ball, the defensive third, and when they create an unforced error, they're pouncing on it and creating those opportunities.
Well, just the 2 chances for Wellington Phoenix. One was really Western United putting themselves under a little bit of pressure. Fans taking shelter here at halftime. And really, it was a misplaced pass by the goalkeeper, which gave Emma Main a snapshot opportunity at goal. I think just got her lines maybe a little mixed there. Alyssa Deloste in goal for Western. Made the save look a little bit more difficult than perhaps it needed to be. And a half chance to Mania Elliott off that player, Emma Main.
And here we are with the Western United. We're going to take a look at their 10 shots on goal. Starting off from a great wing position. That was Ariana Taranto there. Hit the post. Wellington Phoenix lucky there not to be 1-0 down in the early stages of the game. There are just opportunity after opportunity, really, just not being able to find the back of the net. Villar with a couple of easy takes. Again, they've really been utilising those crosses, those wings position. Offside there for Western United. Full Temple not happy with that play. Another free kick went astray. The Western United just unable to get on those number of those free kicks they've had. Villar again been a key player for the Wellington Phoenix.
So no goals to speak of so far in this game. A reminder, it is the final in charge of Paul Temple. Let's delve into a little bit more of this match. Really evenly poised. Just the one big chance for Western United. We've seen a lot of delivery from wide areas as well, and a lot of corners defended by Wellington also.
Yeah, and for me, that number that stands out, 143 passes in their own defensive third, and that really sums up the game for me.
Well, the weather isn't playing ball, but the fans are still here. We've got the second 45 on the other side of this break. From Porirua Park, it's still 0-0 at half-time between Wellington Phoenix and Western United.
Number 7.
my hockey mai. Welcome back to Porirua Park. Half-time of the Ninja A-League. We are goalless between the Wellington Phoenix and Western United. Yellow Fever in to support and farewell Paul Temple, his last match in charge after a decade at the club. As the players enter back into the field of play, here's an explanation perhaps as to the Wellington Phoenix dominating possession. Rebecca Sowden.
Well, that standout line there for me, when your goalkeeper, Carolina Vilau for the Wellington Phoenix, has the third most passes of your team. That's got to be a worry. Second highest passer is Tanner Jabba, his centre-back. So I think that really sums up the game here. They've really had to play in their own defensive third, the Wellington Phoenix today.
Well, Annalie Longo, as is so often the case, has been at the heart of a lot of the positive forward movement for Wellington. As some of the fans just warm up. Bitterly cold. Good news is the rain has subsided for now. But it is very slippery out there on the pitch. Western United have dominated, and it looks to me as though we might have a change here. As the law is being laid down. We'll wait to bring you news of any changes between Wellington and Western. Looks to me as though Chloe Berryhill has been replaced. Meanwhile, Neighbour Tanaka is in.
I can imagine their Western United really having a serious team talk there. They need this win to make sure they get a home elimination final. And it starts to go in that, you head into that second half and it's 0-0. You really don't want to start to panic, but you want to get an early goal on that scoreboard to give you the confidence and take home those 3 points.
Well, it's a happy birthday to Amy Medwin, 26 today, who comes in as a second half substitute as well. No sooner had I made the announcement that the rain had subsided, it's back again. Second half underway. It's Western United and the white attacking the goal to the right of your picture. Wellington Phoenix all in yellow, attacking the goal to your left and straight into it, Western United. Naya Elliott on defensive duty. So Tanaka in for Olivia Kelly at half-time. Believe it or not, the rain has got heavier. And it is Chloe Berryhill who's come out and replaced by Amy Medwin. So Berryhill had been in the wars in the first half. I spotted the captain's armband on a new left arm, and it is the left arm of Grace Marr, who's on the ball now. Taranto's cross is a teasing one, and Jaber concedes another corner.
Well, Western United and fans out there really will be hoping that Chloe Berryhill will be okay. That injuries she kind of sustained that first half weren't too serious, because they'll definitely want to need her for their next games in those all-important elimination finals.
Delivery into the 6-yard box, headed clear. First connection by Wellington. Not as far as Taranto. Melissa, this is. Twins popping up on both sides of the Western United attack. Longo concedes a corner on the near side.
You can imagine their backyard football at home with two top players, one more attacking, one more defending. I bet there was a lot of 1v1s in their backyard growing up.
for a goal kick. So Wellington survived 3 corners to start the second half.
Paul Temple bringing on Membe Tanaka there for Olivia Kelly. You know, he's obviously not thrown the towel in just yet. Bringing on Membe Tanaka, an attacking player who can score goals, so he's obviously still wanting to get points on the board.
A bit of a hairy moment. Eventually, the risk is averted as Elliott's low cross. Yeah, that's the right option. Skidding it across the surface. Driven low and hard, where the defenders retreating towards their own goal. Anything can happen.
These conditions will not be making for pleasant experiences for Western United. They'll just be wanting to get the job done, get that win, and get home out of this without any injuries.
Well, let's hope that Chloe Berryhill is okay. She was in the wars in the first half. Had some concern over perhaps a hamstring as Vilau just skips between 2 Western United attackers, throws one off.
Exceptional footwork there from a goalkeeper. Fantastic play through two fast running attackers at you.
She invited the pressure on and then just spotted the gap and stepped through. This wasn't the last round of the season. Maybe Paul Temple would have something to say about that.
Here we go, this fancy footwork as it just running through the middle of them there. Now that's some great confidence for a goalkeeper right in your goal box.
Well, nothing to lose for Wellington today. The best they can finish is 8th. Temple encouraged his side pre-match to go out and express themselves. Elena Vilau certainly doing that as Longo finds Emma Main, who was impressive in patches through the first half. Headed clear.
This is very much more like it filling for the Wellington Phoenix. You can see that Annalie Longo got in the ball, opened out, nice passage of play down the wing, early cross. So
work by Tanaka, who went for a near post strike.
Almost feels in these early minutes of the first half that Wellington Phoenix have had more opportunities than even in the first half. You go Tanaka there, nice little turn. She's a skillful player. She's not afraid to go for goal. A little touch around, not a bad effort.
Just the 1 goal for Tanaka this season. It was an absolute thunderbolt right here at Porirua Park. There's a looping shot, is watched all the way out and over the byline by Vilau. Zimmerman's looked likely. And now with Berryhill on the subs bench, will lead the line. I wonder where the frustration will start to come into play for Kat Smith's side. On the surface, they've really dominated this match, but haven't found a way through Wellington's rearguard yet.
Absolutely, and it's not too long before the panic when you're 0-0 and the conditions are bad and you feel like you should be winning and you start to panic and then you just get a bit more risk-taking and your passes don't complete. So it'll be interesting to see how this next 5-10 minutes unfolds.
Into the area go Wellington and concede a free kick. Well, it's an interesting position to be in. They qualified for the finals. That is safe.
A nice little run and play by Emma Main. She's certainly has been putting in the effort first half and the second half, looking to get on the ball.
It's just skipped clear of Membe Tanaka. Now Taranto looking for the run of Zimmerman. Sado has overlapped. Taranto. Just a bit of hesitation and eventually cleared only as far as Taranto, who tees up a strike. And it goes wide. Diakis not able to connect there.
So just couldn't quite clear it out of the box, the Phoenix, and it was just hanging around there. Great run up and opportunity. You're not going to get better than that. Just trying to connect with her left foot there and just couldn't get it on target. So midfielders dream those ones. A beautiful pass back to you and a nice run up. Just want to hit those beautifully and at least create a save.
Clever ball over the top. Beaten for pace. Zimmerman. Well, Jaber did well in tandem with Manaya Elliott to provide cover.
And the Phoenix here just couldn't get it out from the great little lofted ball, perfectly set even in the wet conditions. And whew, the Wellington Phoenix lucky on that one.
It looks as though Elliott's slotted into right back following the substitution of Olivia Kelly. Here is the birthday girl, Amy Medwin. Second half sub, short corner and a bit of space here. As far as Grace Jale, who clears to Sasha Grove. Easily skips clear of Lara Wall, although she finds herself back on the ball, and out go Wellington. Is this a counter-attack? Longo feeds Jale. He goes with a first-time ball, looking for the run of either Emma Main or Olivia Ferguson.
Right idea from Jale there, just not the technique to execute that well, but brilliant play game by Wellington Phoenix. And just starting to wonder with the absence of Chloe Berryhill and Annalie Longo in the middle, looking to kind of assert her dominance now and what she does so well through the midfield, combining with Membe Tanaka and creating some opportunities.
Great work by Zimmerman, dropping off the front line. But caught offside by Eloise Welch.
There was some nice end-to-end football again. Brilliant pass through, just that diagonal split ball. Just ran slightly too early and was caught offside there.
Started making the point earlier about Kat Smith's side, who have confirmed the top 6 position. All that awaits is where they will finish up. On the other side, Paul Temple. He wanted goals, he wanted a performance to get his team back to playing the way he knows that they can. Suggesting that perhaps the 6 weeks of pressure leading into the opportunity to be playing finals football perhaps stifled his team's creativity. They haven't broken the shackles today, as maybe had been suggested. There's still over 30 minutes to play, though. But it's a game that's crying out for a goal, Rebecca.
Absolutely. It's surprising that one hasn't come sooner for Western United, and you can't underestimate how important 3 points are in home game for those elimination finals. Not only does it mean you don't have to travel, but you've got your home supporters, and those fans during finals time can really lift you.
Tanaka just double teamed. A combination of Sado and Taranto. First touch, Tanaka, and off she goes, Meba Tanaka. Cross delivered into the area. Emma Main just blindsided Sasha Grove there. And off goes Grove. Gee, she's got a real engine up and down that left flank. Just checks inside, looks for support. Just on different pages. Egersvik and Taranto. Now it's Ferguson's turn, although she's too quick for the assistant referee. Offside flag goes up.
Tanaka is getting on the ball a lot in this second half since she's come on, but unable to kind of convert that pass and get into that attacking third.
Looks like a pair of changes perhaps getting ready for Paul Temple's side. Alyssa Wynnum and Daisy Brazendale. Jale looks to play into the path of Emma Main. You can see her looking up and just wanting to get that curl on the delivery to play it in front of Emma Main. Second time in a matter of minutes that she's tried for that early cross in between defender and goalkeeper into that corridor of uncertainty. As long go Western United. Bilal just taking her time now as the weather seems to have settled down for the moment. Spare a thought for our team, braving the conditions down at pitch level. Just a reminder, a draw no good for Western United if they are to finish in fourth spot. Smith would dearly love to get back to home ground for that finals match next week. If they were to remain in sixth, it would be a trip across to Adelaide. And that would mean Central Coast would take on Canberra. Here is the ladder as it stands, so a reminder, a draw no good. 3 points would get them up into fourth, where Western United would take on Central Coast Mariners. So a few permutations still on the table with 30 minutes to play here. For Wellington, it'll be a chance to leave a really positive mark on their home fans for their last appearance at Porirua Park for season 24-25. Too much so far in the second half for Mr. Deloste. Jale does really well there. Game just starting to open up in the second half. Taranto. What about the overlap of Sado? Now just trying to lay it in with the fresh legs of Medwin. Her cross is too far and over the back. Real big chances for Wellington so far in this match. Back to Emma Main in the first half with a snapshot after a misplaced pass by Deloste. Just the 3 shots total for Wellington. Western have had the ball in the back of the net. It was scrubbed off for offside through the head of Chloe Berryhill, who was replaced at half-time. Mania Elliott must be going close to being the most fouled player in the Wellington Phoenix lineup for this season.
She always has a smile on her face and bounces up so quickly though, doesn't she?
She's established herself as a key component of this squad. Also made her international debut for New Zealand's Football Ferns earlier this year. Like those changes are imminent for Paul Temple's side. McCutcheon in a midfield battle with Taranto, whose eyes lit up at the confrontation. In comes twin sister Adriana.
Frustration's clearly boiling over. You can see that. It's that frustration and just them wanting to be up and really challenging that free kick. Just don't want to get it, do anything silly. The yellow card or red card in these all-important stages heading into the finals.
as though Beth Rattray has got a yellow card.
A few quick words after there. I think it was just the arms out at the start there, and no one backing down with who was in the role.
So we'll restart with a free kick for Wellington after that tangle between Taranto and McCutcheon. For confirmation from the sideline, but I think both players picked up a yellow card. McCutcheon certainly did. Elliott into the penalty area goes Manaia Elliott, and a block by Medwin into uncharted territory here for Wellington. An attacking corner.
Listen to that crowd. Great run by Manaia Elliott. Whips it in low and hard. That's the way you want to do it, kids out there. Low and hard. It can deflect off anyone, and they've picked up an all-important corner.
Elliott goes high. And out the back pops Tanaka. And back across. Is this the moment? Well, Grace Jale, I thought she might have gone with a stooping header. Looked as though she tried to chest it across the line, Jale.
Oh, what fantastic dummy there by Tanaka. Brilliant cross, and Jale could have been the hero of the game. Just needed to get a nose or a toe or a chin on that, and it would have been 1-0 to the Wellington Phoenix.
Well, a big chance goes begging. We spoke about big chances. And out comes Olivia Ferguson and Maya McCutcheon. In go Daisy Brazendale and Alyssa Wynnum. And I know that Alyssa will be cheered on by Xanthia. Huge fan of the Wellington Phoenix. Has been at every match so far this season. Can't be there today. I know she is very much in the thoughts of the team. She'll be watching on, no doubt cheering on Alyssa Wynnum and the rest of the Wellington Phoenix side, and hoping they can come up with 3 points. Perhaps Wynnum will be the key to unlocking the Western United defence. Confirmation of that yellow card to Melissa Taranto.
It's hard to think the Wellington Phoenix are going to beat that for an opportunity. That deflection from the corner, Grace Jale, with just 25 minutes remaining. That was definitely the best chance of the game so far.
This is though Longo may be employed as a false number 9, allowing Wynnum just to play as a free number 10, as they like to call it in the business these days. Looks as though Western United are also going to make a change.
Feels like they need to inject something into this game. Clock counting down and wanting those 3 points. They'll be getting frustrated, and making a couple of substitutes could just be the energy they need to lift them and hit that back of the net. Fantastic corner in, trying to pull that tall timber, but it was Membe Tanaka. Nice little dummy. Brilliant cross in, and follow-up header back across the goal, but Jale just couldn't get anything on that one.
Back live. Zimmerman. Feed in Medwin. Elliott gives possession away cheaply. Taranto. Cross is blocked by Lara Wall. Not sure how much he knew about that, Lara Wall. Does look like Longo is playing through the middle. Up front as she tries to latch onto a through ball. Tanaka has injected some real go forward as well. It was her cross which was headed back by Mackenzie Barry, only for Jale to go agonisingly close. Tanaka once again. Makes the play with Alyssa Wynnum. You can see Emma Main almost looking for the run in advance. No Olivia Ferguson, who normally toils away. Free kick conceded for Wellington, and a high five between Tanaka and Alyssa Wynnum.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see Tanaka very happy to get on the ball. She's doing a great job of holding it up. She's a technical player. She's really looking to make the most of her and get into these attacking positions.
So out comes Melissa Taranto, long after picking up that yellow card. Chiara Di Demizio replacing her. Her first job will be to join the defensive unit on the edge of their 18-yard box. Congo's got Tanaka, who's just drifting off the back of the 18-yard box towards Jale. Wall's left foot. Thumps into a Western United defender and out for a throw-in. So a little bit of a period of more attacking intent from Wellington. Definitely the substitutes they've injected on have brought some fresh legs. Here is one, Brazendale. Get it back, you can hear from Paul Temple. As Tiana Jaber gets into a tangle, and she's going to pick up a yellow card here.
And this is a huge challenge from Jaber, right into the... Oh, it just looks like she fell on her there, actually. I thought she got a foot into the back of her, but it looks like just that momentum and that weight. She's a strong defender, just carrying over, picking up a yellow card for her efforts.
Well, she's all action, Tiana Jaber. Only player for Wellington to be sent off this season. Phoenix go hunting. Oh, good turn, Sado. Tanaka gets a handful of shirt, and Kat Smith makes sure that everybody knows about it at the bottom of your picture. Tanaka gets into a tangle with Zimmerman. And only just one flashpoint between Melissa Taranto and Maya McCutcheon. Both players have been substituted now, but it has been a game played in relatively good spirits. No real flashpoints outside of that second half tangle. We go back to the point, it's a game that's crying out for a goal, Rebecca.
Absolutely. I was hoping at the start of the game it was going to be a game full of goals, but some tough conditions. Wellington Phoenix, they haven't had many goals this whole season, and a few pressure points. We're just waiting for someone to get that first goal and claim the 3 points.
Well, a goalless draw is not the way you want to be remembered for Paul Temple, I'm sure. And if his team maybe can come up with a moment of magic towards stoppage time or a 90th minute winner, that would be the fairy tale way to sign off.
Absolutely. We've seen a couple of flutters of it in the second half. It almost felt like 5 minutes ago the Wellington Phoenix were kind of getting better chances, but what's happening here? Oh, Bilal picks that one up, and she's looking for the counter pretty quickly to catch the Western United out of place.
Well, it was a cross which just kept coming and coming and coming. Unable to get a real clear head on it in the end. All ended up in the hands of Vilal.
There you go, a long lofted free kick in, but couldn't quite beat Vilal with those safe hands.
Really tough conditions for the two sets of players. Calls for a handball. They also go unnoticed by Beth Rattray. They had a case, Western United, as the ball skids on. Zimmerman, flag goes up. Wouldn't have counted. But again, just running the edge of Tiana Jaber and Mackenzie Barry as Catherine Zimmerman.
A massive kick from United's goalkeeper here. Just bounces nicely, sprays off that wet pitch and found themselves in a 1v1 situation and would have backed her if she hadn't have been in that offside position.
Just caught a glimpse of Eloise Walsh, the assistant referee, coming back from an offside position. With these slippery conditions, that longer delivery has the potential to just skid on. Defenders running back towards their own goal, unsure about footing, not wanting to make a mistake. It's a kind of game that will be opened up by just one moment of magic or one moment of a lapse of concentration, perhaps. Also the kind of game where no-nonsense defending, like Mackenzie Barry has become accustomed to dishing out, becomes important. Corner conceded by Wellington. Ma with the captain's armband. After Chloe Berryhill was replaced at half-time. Fitting recipient. With delivery, there's a cross, and there it is, the opener. An unchallenged header. Nestles in the opposite corner, and Western United get their goal. And look what it means to the visiting team.
That's what they've been waiting for. Here it is, beautiful corner, swung in, back post, and just look at that, just times that perfectly, back net. There's no way Vilau's putting a stop to that, and feels like it's a little bit about time for Western United. They've been waiting patiently, and they'll be very happy to see the back of the net with that.
Well, nothing Lara Wall could do on the post. Up and over, pinpoint header. Oh, it's the cramp that curtails the celebration. Second goal this season for the Philippines international, Sarah Egersvik.
What a time to bring up your second goal. Last regular season game, wanting those 3 points to advance you to a home eliminations final. Waiting 75 minutes to do it, making it a lot harder than it needed to be for themselves, but getting that much needed goal.
Yeah, it's been a real arm wrestle to this point. A weight of corners Wellington have had to defend through 75 minutes. Eventually their resolve has been cracked. And by virtue of getting their noses in front, Western United, as it stands, sit in fourth place, where the Central Coast Mariners will await. Can Paul Temple get his side to turn around this deficit? Now, a smile breaks out now on Egersvik's face. Off go Wellington. It's Wynnum. Can she spark something? Maybe. That goal will rattle Wellington into life and really throw caution to the wind.
They haven't scored in their last 4 goals. They're certainly not making it any easier for themselves with 14 minutes of regulation time going in these tough conditions. 1-0 down. Can they pull something back for their coach Paul Temple in his final match for Phoenix?
Well, they've only come back to get points once they've conceded the lead on 3 occasions so far this season. Jaber just toes that clear. Conversely, Western United They've taken the lead 9 times previous after scoring first and only lost once from that position. So the statistics lean towards Western United closing this out. They're also a real fast finishing side as well. 9 goals coming between minutes 75 and 90. As the last changes for Wellington. Livingham coming on. And on the other side, here comes Sandra Ivaguin. And it's Annalie Longo who receives the applause of the Porirua Park crowd. Well, that tells a story to me, Rebecca Sowden.
Very much so. You can see some tears in the eyes of Annalie Longo, the stalwart, the veteran, the captain. Fantastic player, has been brilliant all season for the Wellington Phoenix. The crowd are on their feet, celebrating the captain, which really feels like this could be her last game as she hugs Paul Temple in his final game of the season for the Wellington Phoenix.
Well, it's a connection that goes right the way back to 2008. New Zealand under 17 women's national team. Perhaps allowing Annalie Longo the opportunity to receive the applause that she richly deserves. We'll wait to see whether she fronts. And no sooner the crowd of another to celebrate. It's Emma Main who slides in at the near post and sends the yellow fever into raptures.
Wowee, I will eat my words. 9 minutes of the game, 10 minutes to go. Emma Main comes up with what you can say is probably a deserved goal if anyone was going to get it. And wow, what a moment. Annalie Longo comes off, the crowd goes crazy, and they finish with a goal.
Well, a special message there to Xanthia. Looks like a pre-planned celebration to me.
Wow, look at this, driven across the front, and that's just a pure determination there from Emma Main, just sliding into that, trying to get anything on it, not worrying about if she was going to hit the keeper in the face. And there you can see it, smiles galore for the Wellington Phoenix. And what feels very fitting, Annalie Longo's just gone off, raised the crowd, raised the team, and what a way to do it. A goal, 10 minutes to go.
Well, Alyssa Deloste, in the action of trying to keep the ball out from the back of the net, has been collected by Main on the way through. Looks like she's okay, having a conversation with Beth Rattray. It was an inventive finish by Main, slid in, just hooked it up and over the advancing goalkeeper.
Can't help but feel that's what they've been missing all season long. Just that someone to get something on it, some determination, and put it on the back of the net. There it is again. Brilliant cross from Nia Elliott, and look at that. Ooh, and she's definitely connected with the goalie there. That's definitely one to the face, and that's got to hurt.
Third goal of the campaign for Emma Main. Saw her start up the Main train for grabbing the sign. Checked as though it was a message to young Xanthia. I'm sure Xanthia will be smiling. What does that set up for the final 9 minutes?
I think we've got an exciting 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes ahead of us right now at Porirua Park. This really could go either way. Wet conditions, the game's opened up, substitutes are flowing, energy levels are lifted, all to play on the line. Some pride for the Wellington Phoenix and a final home spot for Western United.
So Western United once again finding themselves needing a goal to secure 4th place. Ball to hand. But not before a foul conceded by Julia Sardo on Livingham. crowd was still applauding Annalie Longo. We were into our spiel on the merits of a fabulous career, if it is to end tonight. And Emma Main ripped the script up, slid in, scored that equaliser. And this is going to be a foot race. First time shot. Di Demizio. Good connection, but wide of the target.
She's going to be disappointed with that. That could have been the opportunity to seal the game. Here she was away in a great position, fell on her right foot, but just didn't hit the target. I don't know if Falau would have got to that one.
Yeah, the execution by Demizio. Just off target. Ingham trying to find Emma Main. Another foul is conceded. In go Western United through Medwin. As far as Jaber. And pass off the side of the pitch. And she was looking for Wynnum. Another change coming up here. And Paul Temple is going to give Brooke Neary her Ninja A-League debut. Off comes Carolina Vilau. And the young goalkeeper with 6 minutes to try and salvage a point for Wellington. Maybe be the foundation for them to go on and win.
What a roar from the crowd. The young debutante steps onto the field, and Carolina Vilau there, what a season she's had. Paul Temple just really looking to finish in style, obviously, and his players, good memories, bringing on all his subs and giving everyone a run.
Well, she was the only player in the squad yet to make a first-team appearance. She's got a challenge now. And there's the first touch in Ninja A-League action for Neary. Looks calm and composed. I'm sure the butterflies would have been in the stomach, waiting to get onto the field of play.
Not an easy game to come on in as a goalie in these wet field conditions and with everything almost to lose in these last minutes.
Yes, having to repel a Western United side that'll be desperate to come away with 3 points as Wynnum picks up and sets sail. Yellow shirts arriving in front. Lara Wall just seemed to slow down to allow enough time for Di Demizio to come across and cover. Corner kick for Wellington.
Wow, what an end to the game this has been. Just throwing some excitement the crowd's way. Ending up with a corner here with less than 5 minutes of regular time to go.
It'll be Mania Elliott. Seen them go in direct from here before. It's delivery only as far as Western United defence. Looped delivery this time. Little connection, and off the crossbar, and handled out of the area. But we've got a whistle. Well, it's all action here at Porirua Park. I can barely hear myself think, Rebecca.
My gosh, way to add some drama to these final minutes of the game. I mean, the crowd, you can hear it in their roars. What about this dropped here? It hits the crossbar. It looks like it's going to go in. It's a free kick. Didn't know what was going on.
Well, it's a foul on the goalkeeper. Melissa Deloste has been right in the middle of everything in the last 7 minutes of this match. As off go Wellington again. I dare say they're going to push and push and push and try and heap pressure on Daloste and her Western United teammates. Good work to bring that out of defence. Only as far as Mackenzie Barry. They're piling numbers forward here, Wellington. Ingham. Offside. Just crept in front of the defender, did Lara Wall. It's just going to be the arrival of Hieda, it is. So, 3 goals in 3 matches for Keiwa Hieda. Can she make it 4 and 4? And qualify her team to a home final. So finely poised, Rebecca.
Here we go again. Wellington, Emma Main, looking for her teammates to get it across, create some havoc. The dying minutes of the game. Feels like the last Western United substitution there, just even though she scored 3 goals in the last 3 games, just feels a little late. It's a hard ask coming on with 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes to go in regular time and hoping to score a goal, but we will see.
Cat Smith's side need to pull something out here. Broken play. Is this the moment? Zimmerman. Now she's won a foul for her side. And this is in a very dangerous position for Wellington to defend.
We go, just trying to get the body across there again. Just looks like her momentum took her on to the other player and created that free kick. And you have to really feel for Western United, it's now, right now, do or die time for them to take the 3 points here.
Ma and Taranto. Took the lead through Eggersvik. Emma Main tied it up. Looks as though it's going to be Taranto. Up and off the crossbar. Well, how close can you get? As we've got 8 minutes of time added on still. Well, the crossbar is still shaking. Neary did her best to get across. Has the woodwork to thank.
What a strike. Just look at that ball swinging and just couldn't get those extra millimetres to dip under the goalpost.
Oh, a game of absolute inches. Look at Cat Smith at the bottom of your picture, waving her side forward. Got a bit of time.
Well, you can't fault the drama and entertainment of this last 10 minutes or so at Porirua Park, that's for sure.
Jale back to her young goalkeeper. A bit wobbly on the clearance, only as far as Western United. Jale. Lara Wall is going to put some pressure on here and wins her side a throw deep to Western United territory. Find a yellow shirt and it's going to go out the far side.
Well, it really has felt like United's game to lose here. That first half, they were clearly the better team. They've just made it hard for themselves, not getting a goal in that first half, and here we are. Extra time, 1-1, and everyone desperate to score.
Forward go. Green shirts, it's getting scrappy in the final stages. Grove has been super impressive for this match, but she's drifted out of the game second part of the second half. Wynnum trying to spot the run of Ingham, it was. Instead, they opt to go over the top to Main, who scored one. Can she get a second? Back and forth. Now, away go Western United. It's a good ball into the channel. It's going to be Di Domizio. Again, off go Western United. Taranto, determined, dogged. Shot from distance. Skidding surface. Oh, good hands. Brooke Neary got the body right behind it. Stage is set, isn't it, for a grandstand finish one way or the other. It'll be the fairy tale for Paul Temple. Or will it be Western United and through to a final? Miocic fouls Alyssa Wynnum.
Go, just another, oh, Emma Main grasping at her head there, and then another, not Alyssa Wynnum that time going down. There's a fan in the crowd is showing a yellow card, but I'm not sure that holds much merit.
Miocic with a double dose on Emma Main and Alyssa Wynnum. Nia Elliott changes foot. It's a right-footed delivery into the 18-yard box. Headed on, safely into the hands of Deloste. She goes long. Jaber takes no chances. Advantage played. Off goes Wynnum. Heavy touch though. But it breaks again for the Wellington number 10, who cuts inside to that favoured right foot. And a fantastic save by Deloste. That's one for the highlight reel.
Saving their best chances till the dying minutes. Alyssa Wynnum strikes it there, forces the save and gets a corner out of it. But exciting minutes in these dying plays of the game.
Absolute fingertip stop by Deloste. Now Elliott onto the roof of the net. They've scored 6 times after 75, have Wellington. We're into the 6th minute of time added on. Loose pass is given away. 4 yellow shirts in front. Good defending, great defending. Sasha Grove. She's been excellent today.
She really has been their standout player, getting up the wing there into attacking positions in that first half and getting back that defence. That's often that hard winger position. Here's Alyssa Wynnum with her effort, takes that shot and just tips it over the crossbar. She almost couldn't believe it.
Last chance saloon for Western United. Good defence, Wellington. The light shirts go forward. Di Domizio has her cross blocked. Corner to defend. This is where Wellington conceded in the 75th minute. It was Ma's delivery for Egersvik to head home. Can they repeat the dose here for a dramatic finale? Delivery is good. It was Ingham who got her head to it for Wellington. Tanaka goes long. To the final minute of time added on. Headed clear as far as Brazendale. Her touch is heavy. Jale now Just drifted offside, did Emma Main. She knew it. So did Alyssa Wynnum.
Far too early run here. Look, she's metres offside there, and it's just not going to cut it in these dying minutes of the game. Can't help but feel Western United are going to be disappointed with this performance, going home with a draw when they could have clinched it in that first half.
Benaya Elliott concedes. Now into the area it goes. Neary, safe. Young goalkeeper's been called into action on 3 occasions. Stood up each time. Final whistle. The curtain comes down on Paul Temple's reign at the Wellington Phoenix. And Western United unable to secure a home elimination final next week. This one ends, and it's Wellington Phoenix 1, Western United 1. So, the end of the season for Wellington Phoenix. Emma Main with an equaliser in the 80th minute. After Wellington conceded the lead, it was Western United's to win, 19 shots to 10. Touches in